Hello friends, this is Bree coming to you from Umami Gourmet Coffee and Exotic Tea, and I just wanted to come to you today and discuss choosing a website platform to host your new small business, because we all want to have a small business, right? That's why you came to see me, or hopefully you just want to hang out with me for a little while. So this is Tea Time with Bree. Excuse me, I have allergies. My voice is scratchy and doing all sorts of crazy things right now, but we're gonna push through this video. So today I'm having lazy days, and let me just tell you about lazy days. It is one of our anxiety reducers. It has a lot of good herbs like chamomile and kava kava and spearmint and peppermint and catnip in there that it has more ingredients, and of course I'll list the ingredients and put a picture up, but it is very good. It's an anxiety reducer and something that just naturally calms you down, and I use it. I'm having it tonight. I'm almost finished. I started my pot when I was getting ready, so this is what we're having tonight, and it is called Lazy Days. And this cute little set we have in our shop also. It's a teapot. It's about 32 ounces, and it does come with 4 cups. And it's great. It has the infuser basket inside. I'll put some pictures up, but I just love these sets. So today we're drinking Lazy Days because of the pandemic that's going on in the world. It just has everybody's, or mine's, I know, anxiety on a very high level. So today we're going to talk about choosing the correct web hosting service to host your small business, your store, your e-commerce, your blog, your e-commerce, your blog, your informational website, whatever type of website that you may want to host. We're going to talk about, I think, about 5 websites that are web hosting companies. But let's get into our video. So you want to start a small business, and in this day and time, in this digital age, it is very important to have an online presence for a couple different reasons. I'm not really going to go into a lot of it tonight, but for a couple of different reasons. But first of all, you want to name your business, of course. And once you name your business, you want to select a domain name so that people can easily find your business. And for me, I'm just giving you my experience. I think I have about 15 years of experience building websites. I started on some of the very small platforms, and today the platforms have gotten very, very sophisticated compared to the ones that I started on. I did in college, I took some HTML classes, some coding classes, but luckily you don't have to know that now unless you plan to be very big in the web industry. I have my notes down here so you'll see me looking. Most of these services that we're going to talk about tonight or today, they will give you a free 30-day trial. 30 days usually gives you more than enough time to set your website up. Either you can set it up, but as we go through these, I'll talk about the ease of use and how easy it is to set it up. So you get free for 30 days, most of them. Some of them are starting to now, you don't even have to put a credit card in. When I was choosing my websites, you always had to put a credit card in because they kind of wish that you would forget, and so that they could at least get that first billing. But now they're offering, I think because the competition is getting stiff, they're not asking for a credit card information, your credit card information anymore. When you're looking for a website, you also want to make sure that it has a POS system. These are things that I looked for. I made sure that it has a POS system, and POS just stands for point of sale. And the reason why is because when you're a small business, for me, I know you've heard of ABC, always be closing. So we're going to say ABS, always be selling. So whether you're at a family function, whether you're at a pop-up shop, whether you have set up to go to a flea market, you want to be available and ready to sell at all times. So the point of sale option that these websites have is going to be very pertinent to you being able to sell, at the drop of a dime, you're ready. And everybody has seen the little gadgets that go on your phone. Square has one, Shopify has one. It's almost going to be pertinent now for the web hosting services to have one. They're very convenient, and I would recommend for everyone to have one. If you're having a service that you're offering, it's very important, so that you don't have to go through, well, you can send the money over here, you can send it here. No, I have a credit card, or I have a credit card reader, we can do the transaction right now, boom, you've made a sale. So let's talk about the very first website that I built for my business. It wasn't the very first website, but it was the one for my business. The name of the hosting service, or web hosting service, was BigCommerce. It was through BigCommerce. I will put all of the links to all of the websites so that you can do your research and, choose for yourself. But this is the one that I chose. Now, at the time, BigCommerce, this was a long time ago, that's why I'm laughing, but BigCommerce was, I think it was about $20 a month, which is, it wasn't a lot. At that time, for what it did, it was okay, but even I knew that it was restricted in some of the things that I wanted to do. And I kind of played around with it before making this video, and they still are a little restricted. Okay, let me back up. At the time that I was making the website, and as you get to know me, you'll see I am always just ahead of myself and ahead of everything, and just thinking, well, if I could do this, or if this website would do this, it would be, very functional. So I found the website very limited, and there were a lot of features that I felt like the website should have had that they didn't have. Now, when I started on this website, there was no Shopify, there was no Bluehost, there was GoDaddy, but even GoDaddy was more limited then than they are now. So the big web hosting services boom that you see that we have today, we didn't have back then. So BigCommerce is what I started with, and I felt like then, and I still feel like they missed the mark on a lot. The templates were limited, limited in what you could do. It was just very limited. There were no apps. The payment service, or the payment gateway, wasn't user friendly. It was just a whole lot of things with that website that I didn't feel like would grow with my business. I think that's the correct way to say. It kept me at a certain level, and I didn't feel like it would grow with my business. And also, just to let you know, one of the things that it did, like now, if you upload pictures to your website, it's a feature that it will automatically resize your pictures. back then, BigCommerce did not do that. So I had a big picture over here, a little picture over there. There was no uniform to the website. Now, I'm just giving you my opinion. This is not sponsored by anything. I'm sure they may have grown or have grown, but to me, they missed the mark, and they missed a wonderful opportunity for them to get get their website better. So then I went to Wix. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you the prices of BigCommerce. Now, BigCommerce, the plan, or the initial plan, is $29.95 a month on up to $71.95 a month. There are no transaction fees, with the exception of PayPal. PayPal, if your customer pays with PayPal, then they do charge a transaction fee. I will put the link so that you can see the pricing for yourself. The next website or web hosting service that I used was Wix. Now, I liked Wix. Wix, now it's about $27 a month with limited video, and then $49 a month with unlimited videos, and it goes up. Wix has always had beautiful designs. I love Wix designs. I was able to go in, build my website. I did notice that it was a little slow, but I love the way it looked. It absolutely gave me the right feel for my business that I wanted. The designs were easy to work with. They offered templates, a lot of templates that I absolutely loved. You were able to move the boxes around like you needed to. Once I got finished building my website, and usually it took me about a week to 10 days to build the websites because I was still working full time, so it would take a little longer than usual. I set everything up on the website, and then I called a friend of mine to help me, and we started, maneuvering around the website, and it froze. So I was like, as many people as I want to have on my website, that's gonna be a real problem, and eventually it's gonna crash. So I had my website, I was so outdone because I had my website set up, I was ready to go, I was ready to launch, and I couldn't use it because it didn't fulfill the amount of customers that I wanted to bring to my website, and I certainly wanted it to be more than 2. So Wix wasn't the one for me because it couldn't handle, and also the pages were loading slow too. So that was out the door. I was very disappointed, but I had to move on. So during this time was when Square came out, and I absolutely love Square. They are evolving and upgrading and doing more things, which I think we're gonna have, it's gonna change, and I do understand business, so I kind of understand why. But I'm just telling you my experience when I first put Square into my store. Square started off as a POS system, which is a point of sale system, so that you could go to the pop-up shops and the flea markets and wherever you wanted to go and take a credit card. It was a brilliant idea. I wish I would have thought of it because it really changed the game with small businesses. I love Square. I live by Square. And the funny thing was, I was very reluctant to put Square in my business. And just to let you know how crazy it was, once I put Square into my business, my fees dropped over half. I was paying a really big fee to use the merchant services, and my machine broke down, and I needed something in the interim. And my then boyfriend bought me the whole POS system to use, and that's how I ended up changing over to Square. But I love Square. But let me just tell you about Square. Again, this is not sponsored. I'm just telling you my experience. So Square does offer a website. And when I first got Square, it was free. You did have to pay a per transaction fee. That has increased. Like I said, some changes are on the horizon. So their per transaction fees have increased. And now it's 2.9% plus 30 cents. It used to be 2.75 for all the transactions. That when I looked on their website, they're moving into or upgrading, or however you want to charge it, but they're starting to charge for a website per month or per year is what I saw. I will link everything down below. But they do still have a free service, which is what I used then. The cheapest one is $12 a month, and it is billed annually. You still will have ads on your transactions, or on your and I don't know how they're going to do it, but they still, for $12 a month, it's the branding with the ads. The professional one is $26 a month, and then the premium one is $72 a month, and your per transaction fee goes down to 2.6% plus 30 cents per transaction. Now, for POS, I love Square. I still use two systems now, which is not as efficient as I would like for it to be, but it works for me. And we'll talk about, well, I can tell you why now. Well, I'll let you know in a minute why I still use two systems. Now, Square, I just don't feel that their website, it's very user-friendly. I have, in the shop, we have several products. So we use the computer to set up everything, and that was the most efficient way for us to do. Now, it would be unheard of to me, or for me, to set up, you see what I have in the background, to set up all of the products that I have on my phone. The phone is user-friendly, but we found that the computer was the better way to set up everything in the POS system. Our website is still up because it's attached to the POS, and every now and then I'll get an order from the website, but it's not cute. The pictures are all over the place. There's no uniform. Last I checked, they didn't have templates. The funny thing is they partnered with BigCommerce to and so that you could have your website through BigCommerce and you could pay through Square. By the time they set that up, I was long gone, and plus I said BigCommerce to me wasn't as user friendly. You can also now set up Square on GoDaddy, which I like to use as a payment gateway, and you can also use Square through WooCommerce. So those are good benefits for Square. But now let's talk about Shopify. Now, Shopify is who I currently have my site through. And Shopify does also have its own POS system. I have never used their POS system, so I'm not sure, if it's user-friendly or not, but it is an option that you can choose. The lowest plan is $29 a month, and the highest plan is the next to the highest is $79 a month. If you are a big business, then you can call them and get, work out a deal for your monthly plan or for your annual plan. And they will work that. Actually, all of these companies will work with you. The pros are they are billed monthly, so that's a good thing. They have multiple free and paid templates that you can use. It's easy to update your website. I love it. I can update from my phone, or I can log in on the computer and update. It's easy to upload your products. And what I don't like about Shopify, there are a couple of things that I don't like. When you pay your $29 a month or whatever, that's for the basic platform. The problem is everything that you really want to do, like a subscription service, a gift card, if you want a t-shirt business, they're all apps within Shopify. So what you have to do is, after you're paying this $29 or whatever dollars per month, then you have to pay for this app. For instance, I pay my monthly fee, but I have a subscription service. So I have to pay $19.99 a month also on top of my monthly bill. So I try to keep everything, low, but you can get you can get up there in cost if you continue to put the apps to make this website do the things that you want it to do. It can get pretty pricey. So that's one of the cons with cons with Shopify. Another con is, for whatever reason, their payment gateway takes about 2 to 3 days to get to you. Now, Square, most of the time, on most days, you have your money the next day, unless it's a holiday or a weekend. You swipe Thursday before a certain time, your money's there on Friday. Actually, I can back up a little bit, because now Square has upgraded and I have my business card with Square. So when somebody swipes, more than likely the money's there, unless there's something going on with their bank or something, then it's going to decline anyway. If you want to transfer it to your bank, then you push the transfer button and you'll have it the next day. For whatever reason, with Shopify's payment gateway, it takes 2 to 3 days, whether it's a Monday or a Friday, to get to your bank account. That, for me, is a con. I don't understand why it takes so long. If Square can do it, then to me, Shopify can do it too. But I really do like Shopify. I've had my site with them for a couple of years now. So aside from having to pay for the apps and the money waiting 2 to 3 days, I think it's a pretty good service. And if you look at most of the small business owners and all that are on YouTube, they're using Shopify and they swear by Shopify. So we're gonna come to GoDaddy. Now, I'm very familiar with GoDaddy. As I mentioned, GoDaddy is who my domains, or most of my domains, are through. My other domain is through BigCommerce. Like I said, I didn't realize, that I needed to separate them. But my email is through GoDaddy. So I think they have a pretty good service going on. When they first started, when I got a hold to them and was familiar with them, they didn't have nowhere near as many options as they have now. They have really grown and kind of kept up with the time. What I found that GoDaddy was very good for was, I had my e-commerce site. I'm not sure if I talked about e-commerce or not. I may have to put that in there. So I had my e-commerce site through BigCommerce or through Shopify, but I didn't want to have my cafe menu through them. I just wanted that to be separate because I didn't want to confuse people. So I found that GoDaddy was very useful to have an informational site. You can also use GoDaddy for, let me back up a little bit. So the price of GoDaddy, it starts at $10. You can go from 15 to 20 to 25. Now they say that it's billed annually. When I was using it, you could also use monthly, and I'm sure if you look around, you can probably find where it's billed monthly. So for GoDaddy, I found that it was easier for me to have the informational website with them. I had my menu on GoDaddy, and the reason why I thought it was pretty good because it had the templates there. They have very good templates. What I didn't like about it, the use of GoDaddy is really simple and easy. What I didn't like about it is I had a template, I had a menu, and then I decided to use a different type of menu because I found that it wasn't giving me what I need. So I had to call in. Tech support helped me to move the information over. So that was the first time. The second time, they informed me that I don't know if the templates they weren't compatible, but I had to cut and paste everything over to the next template, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous. And in this day and time, why can't you just download it and upload it? No, you can't. I couldn't do that. So I found myself just cutting and pasting everything over to the new template. So GoDaddy is good, but you're limited in what you can do. So if you just want to plug things in, kind of move stuff around just to have a template, then GoDaddy is pretty good. Another good thing about GoDaddy, it's a user-friendly platform. They have a huge selection of templates, but with limited features. As I said, you can't, do a lot of moving around and all stuff. GoDaddy uses Square and PayPal, and Shopify also uses PayPal. I think I forgot to mention that. I think that's it for GoDaddy. Now, let's talk about, to me, the most difficult platform that I have found thus far to build a website. And I have tried to build several websites, and I still have yet to complete the website enough to make it functional. But I am learning again, because this is the only platform that's going to do my next project that I want to do. Let's talk about WordPress. I absolutely love WordPress. WordPress doesn't like me. So I'm going to take a sip on that one. WordPress has been the most difficult platform that I have tried to work with. And I don't feel that I'm a skilled web designer or web developer by no means, but I feel like I do have, I may be mediocre, a little over mediocre as far as my skill set. So why, Lord, can't I figure out how to use WordPress as an e-commerce website? Why? I don't know. But let me tell you, and I'm still learning. So, WordPress is billed annually. They are cheap, starting at $4 a month, but billed annually, on up to $45 for your e-commerce website. And the e-commerce, like I said, is if you want a shopping cart and if you want to get people to buy goods or services. I always, most of the time I need a shopping cart. You can pay, if you're not balling like me, have a rich uncle somewhere, then you can get your WordPress website through GoDaddy. And then when you get it through GoDaddy, then you can pay monthly. But the monthly price is a little higher than if you were to go directly through WordPress. The reason why I love WordPress and the reason why I have not given up on WordPress is because WordPress has the most versatility. You can do, if you think about like Etsy is a WordPress website. AliExpress, Alibaba, any of the multi-level marketing websites, they all use WordPress. They use some form of WordPress with an app. I think that, no, with a plugin. They call them plugins, with a plugin. So as far as versatility to make this website do what you want it to do, WordPress is the one, and it's going to be the one for me because I'm going to keep trying until I get it. But what you have to do, and WordPress does have themes that are available for you. They are very limited, I feel. They're kind of like cookie cutter themes. But WooCommerce and ThemeForest are two platforms that you can go to and purchase. It's a one-time purchase. Once you own the website or the template, you own it, so you can continue to use it until you decide to upgrade to something else. And I love these. I've purchased my templates, and I'm just learning how to build this website. You also have to buy plugins, or some of them are free, but some of them you do have to purchase to make them do what you want them to do. To make the website do what you want it to do. But again, most of the time it's a one-time purchase. You're not being billed monthly for your website if you can figure out how to use it. Now, what I've done is I have the Shopify website, I have GoDaddy for my domain names, and I have the WordPress site that I'm working on. What I have been able to do is eliminate 2 of my monthly GoDaddy websites and put them into the one WordPress site once I can get it working. It will be very beneficial for me. And I also have my own web hosting service that I've figured out how to do. So those are the 5 web hosting platforms available. These are my experiences. Hopefully you can find some help or some assistance in my information. But those are the 5 main websites that are out there. I haven't used Bluehost, and I think that's probably the only major web hosting service that I haven't used. And I looked at Bluehost the last time before I was looking at WordPress. It didn't have enough options to do what I needed it to do. WordPress, I think, is going to be my next conquer to get my website going and to kind of try to lower my monthly fees. Each one of these services you're going to have to pay a monthly fee for, but I have to say, between Shopify, if you're just starting out, the ease of use, the availability, the templates, it's just the easier one to use right now. And then hopefully I can come on with the part 2 and say, hey, come on over to my website because this is very easy to use. Or my web hosting service, because this is very easy to use. So those are the 5 web hosting services that I think are good for a small business. And thanks for watching, guys. And this lazy days has reduced my anxiety, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you. Have a blessed one.